Walk into any Harbor Freight parking lot sale, and you'll see something fascinating. Regular people loading up shopping carts like they just discovered buried treasure. And honestly, they kind of did. January 2026 brought one of Harbor Freight's parking lot sales, and the deals are attracting both DIYers and professional contractors who show up before the doors even open. But here's what nobody's talking about. Most people walk right past the real values because they're hunting for the obvious stuff. The big red price tags and flashy displays. Meanwhile, the smart shoppers are filling their trucks with tools that typically cost significantly more at the big box stores. So let's explore which deals at this parking lot sale deserve serious attention, starting with the category that consistently offers the most dramatic savings. Harbor Freight's earthquake impact wrenches represent one of their most popular tool lines. These cordless impact wrenches deliver serious torque for automotive work. And during parking lot sales, they're often marked down substantially from regular pricing. Professional mechanics have reported using these for tire changes, suspension work, and general automotive repair. The earthquake line uses brushless motor technology, which tends to outlast traditional brushed motors found in many budget tools. What makes these interesting is the price comparison. While premium brand cordless impact wrenches from Milwaukee or Snap-on can run anywhere from $300 to $500, the earthquake models typically sell for a fraction of that cost during sales events. The performance gap isn't as wide as the price gap suggests. Many users report these handling lug nuts and stubborn fasteners effectively. Harbor Freight focuses their investment on the actual tool mechanism, rather than elaborate packaging or expensive marketing campaigns. During parking lot sales, some buyers purchase multiple units to keep one in the garage, one in the truck, and backups for crew members who need reliable impact tools without the premium price tag. But speaking of substantial savings, there's another category where Harbor Freight consistently undercuts premium brands by significant margins. Their Pittsburgh brand hand tools, including pipe wrenches, have developed a solid reputation over the years. The Pittsburgh Pro line represents their higher-tier hand tools, and offset pipe wrenches in particular offer interesting value propositions. These tools feature drop-forged steel construction with aggressive jaw teeth designed for gripping pipe without slipping. The offset design allows work in confined spaces, where standard pipe wrenches simply won't fit. During parking lot sales, sets of these wrenches are typically marked down from their already competitive regular prices. When you compare this to premium pipe wrench brands like Rigid, which professional plumbers have trusted for generations, the price difference becomes notable. Rigid pipe wrenches can run $60 or more per wrench, while Pittsburgh Pro versions during sales often cost substantially less for comparable sizes and similar functionality. Professional plumbers have shared stories about apprentices accidentally using Harbor Freight tools on job sites and completing work without anyone noticing a performance difference. The parking lot sale pricing makes these tools essentially consumable items. Losing a wrench at a job site or down a drain becomes an inconvenience rather than a financial disaster, requiring explanations to supervisors or spouses about expensive tool replacement costs. Now here's where things get interesting with precision hand tools. Harbor Freight's Icon brand represents their premium tool line, positioned to compete directly with professional tool truck brands. Icon ratcheting box wrenches have generated considerable attention among mechanics and technicians. These wrenches feature fine-tooth ratcheting mechanisms that allow work in tight spaces with minimal swing arc. The ratcheting mechanism is sealed against contamination, unlike some cheaper designs where dirt and moisture cause premature failure. During parking lot sales, Icon wrench sets are marked down from their regular prices, though they still represent Harbor Freight's higher-priced offerings. The comparison becomes interesting when you examine tool truck pricing. A single ratcheting combination wrench from Snap-on or Matco can cost what an entire Icon set costs during a parking lot sale. Professional automotive technicians have reported buying multiple Icon sets during sales specifically because, even accounting for occasional tool loss or breakage, the annual tool cost remains lower than maintaining expensive tool truck inventory. The engineering behind these wrenches follows similar principles to premium brands. Chrome vanadium steel with appropriate heat treatment, similar tooth counts for the ratcheting mechanism, and comparable build quality. The primary difference comes down to brand recognition and distribution channel. Tool trucks add substantial markup through dealer commissions and mobile showroom overhead. Harbor Freight eliminates those costs and passes savings to customers. But let's talk about something most people completely overlook at these sales. Air tool accessories and pneumatic equipment often represent some of the best values in the entire store. Rubber air hoses specifically offer dramatic cost savings compared to premium brands. A quality rubber air hose that remains flexible in cold temperatures and resists kinking represents essential workshop equipment. 3/8-inch diameter hoses provide sufficient airflow for most air tools, including impact wrenches, die grinders, and paint guns. During parking lot sales, long-length rubber air hoses are typically reduced from their regular prices. Compare this to premium brands like Milton or Flexzilla, which can cost 4 or 5 times more for similar specifications. The rubber construction maintains flexibility down to very cold temperatures, unlike cheaper PVC or polyurethane hoses that become stiff and difficult to work with in winter conditions. Professional fabrication shops have reported buying multiple hoses during parking lot sales and replacing their entire facility's air delivery system. The brass fittings on Harbor Freight hoses are solid construction rather than pot metal that strips threads easily. At parking lot sale pricing, you can install air outlets throughout your workspace and still have budget remaining for actual tools rather than spending premium prices on what amounts to specialized plumbing. Speaking of pneumatic tools, Harbor Freight's Bauer line represents their mid-tier brand positioned between budget Chicago Electric and premium Hercules. Bauer air ratchets offer interesting value for mechanics and technicians. These compact air-powered ratcheting tools excel at assembly work where you need precise control rather than maximum power. The variable speed trigger allows threading fasteners into soft metals like aluminum or brass without stripping threads. During parking lot sales, Bauer air ratchets are marked down from regular pricing. Premium air ratchet brands from Ingersoll Rand or Mac Tools can cost several $100s. Professional transmission rebuild shops have shared that they use Bauer air ratchets for assembly work specifically because a $40 tool that gets lost or damaged doesn't trigger emergency budget meetings. The swivel air inlet prevents hose tangling, a small feature that significantly improves usability during extended work sessions. Smart mechanics buy multiple units during sales, keeping one in the main toolbox and another on the roll cart, ensuring clean tools are always available without mid-job cleaning interruptions. Now here's a category that generates legitimate discussion among woodworkers and contractors. Harbor Freight's power tool selection has improved dramatically over recent years. Their Hercules brand represents their premium power tool line, designed to compete with established brands like DeWalt and Makita. Compound miter saws from the Hercules line feature capabilities that make them suitable for professional trim carpentry and framing work. These saws handle dimensional lumber and crown molding with adjustable bevel and miter settings. During parking lot sales, Hercules miter saws typically see significant price reductions. When you compare this to premium brand 12-inch sliding compound miter saws that can cost $500 or more, the value proposition becomes clear. Professional framers have reported using Harbor Freight miter saws for job site work specifically because tool theft and damage at construction sites represents a constant concern. When an expensive premium brand saw disappears from a job site, it creates both financial loss and emotional frustration. When a more affordably priced Hercules saw has the same fate, replacement becomes manageable rather than catastrophic. The laser guides on these saws provide cut-line references, and the sliding fence systems handle nested crown molding for most residential applications. But speaking of workshop equipment, there's one category where Harbor Freight has maintained consistent quality for years. Bench grinders represent essential metalworking and tool maintenance equipment. Chicago Electric bench grinders offer straightforward functionality without unnecessary features. 8-inch bench grinders provide sufficient wheel diameter for resharpening drill bits, shaping metal, and removing rust or paint. During parking lot sales, these grinders are marked down from already reasonable regular prices. Premium bench grinder brands from Delta or Jet can cost several $100s for similar specifications. The cast iron bases provide mass for vibration damping, unlike stamped steel bases that rattle excessively during operation. The adjustable tool rests are rigid enough for actual use, rather than being decorative suggestions. Professional machinists have shared experiences where expensive bench grinders failed and repair costs exceeded buying multiple Chicago Electric replacements. The parking lot sale pricing makes these grinders more affordable than taking tools to professional sharpening services even a few times per year. Now let's talk about something that represents potentially the highest value in the entire sale. Air compressors enable entire categories of pneumatic tools and represent significant workshop investments. Harbor Freight's Quinn brand represents their premium compressor line, featuring oil-free pump designs. 20-gallon vertical air compressors provide sufficient air storage and flow rate for most home workshop and light professional applications. These compressors can power framing nailers, finish nailers, impact wrenches, and paint guns effectively. During parking lot sales, Quinn compressors typically see substantial price reductions from regular pricing. Premium brand compressors from Makita or California Air Tools with similar specifications can cost 2 or 3 times more. The oil-free pump design eliminates maintenance requirements beyond periodic tank drainage. Professional contractors have reported using Quinn compressors in mobile service vehicles specifically because when compressors fail at inconvenient times, replacement at reasonable cost keeps operations running. The operation noise levels on these compressors remain moderate, allowing garage work without disturbing neighbors or triggering noise complaints that strain neighborhood relationships. But here's where Harbor Freight really demonstrates understanding of working people's actual needs. Tool storage and organization represents a category where premium brands charge extraordinary prices without delivering proportional value. Harbor Freight's U.S. General Tool storage line includes various cart and cabinet configurations. Tool carts with multiple drawers provide mobile storage that keeps tools organized and accessible. The ball-bearing drawer slides operate smoothly even when fully loaded with heavy tools. During parking lot sales, U.S. General Tool carts are typically reduced substantially from regular pricing. Premium tool storage from brands sold through tool trucks can cost thousands of dollars for comparable storage capacity. Professional shops have reported outfitting entire facilities with U.S. General Storage specifically because the money saved versus premium brands funds better cutting tools, measurement equipment, and consumables rather than just prettier tool storage. The powder coat finishes, resists scratches, and chemical spills reasonably well. The combination of swivel and rigid casters provides good maneuverability without carts wandering unpredictably across shop floors. At parking lot sale prices, you're acquiring tool storage that should outlast most residential mortgages and several presidential administrations. Speaking of organization, there's another category that helps transform cluttered workspaces into functional workshops. Socket organization systems solve the universal problem of mixed-up socket sets and endless searching for the right size. Harbor Freight's Icon socket organizer trays use high-impact polymer construction with spring-loaded ball detents. These trays hold sockets firmly while allowing easy removal when you actually need to use them, rather than just admiring your organization system. During parking lot sales, these organizers are marked down from regular prices. Premium socket organizer brands can cost comparable amounts for single trays, while Icon trays during sales often cost substantially less per unit. The size markings on each socket position eliminate the frustrating experience of trying multiple sockets before finding the correct size while skinning knuckles on sharp metal edges. Professional mechanics have reported color-coding their socket systems using multiple trays with red for metric, blue for standard, and black for impact sockets. This creates filing systems that actually function rather than organization attempts that devolve into buckets of mixed sockets. The parking lot sale pricing allows organizing every socket set you own without spending more than a single dinner at a nice restaurant. Now here's the category that's making DIY projects accessible to people who've been putting them off for years. Cordless power tools have revolutionized both professional and home workshop capabilities. Harbor Freight's Bauer cordless tool line includes drill and impact driver combination kits that provide the two most essential cordless tools for general construction and assembly work. These kits include batteries, chargers, and carrying cases, providing everything needed for immediate use, rather than requiring separate accessory purchases that somehow cost more than the tools themselves. During parking lot sales, Bauer cordless combo kits see significant discounts from regular pricing. Premium brand cordless combo kits from Milwaukee or DeWalt can cost $300 or more. The drills provide sufficient torque for most drilling and driving applications, from furniture assembly to deck building. The impact drivers deliver enough torque for driving long screws into dense lumber without requiring pre-drilling operations. Home improvement contractors have shared that they equip entire crews with Bauer tools, specifically because when apprentices drop cordless drills off roofs or out of second-story windows, replacement costs remain manageable rather than triggering discussions about insurance fraud. The parking lot sale pricing makes cordless power tools accessible to people who've been managing with corded drills that require planning work around electrical outlet locations. But here's the final category that ties everything together. Protective storage cases ensure that expensive tools and equipment survive harsh conditions. Harbor Freight's Apache case line provides weatherproof protection at prices substantially below premium brands like Pelican. These cases use crush-proof designs with customizable foam interiors. The pick-and-pluck foam systems allow creating custom cutouts that securely hold specific equipment configurations. During parking lot sales, Apache cases of various sizes are typically marked down 20 to 40% from regular pricing. Premium protective cases can cost several $100s for comparable sizes and protection levels. The waterproof gasket seals keep contents dry through rainstorms and the inevitable moments when cases get set down in puddles. Professional photographers, drone operators, and contractors protecting expensive equipment have reported trusting Apache cases in conditions that would destroy regular toolboxes. The pressure release valves prevent vacuum lock when moving between different elevations or temperature conditions. Smart shoppers buy multiple cases during sales to organize complete workshop systems, with camera equipment in one case, precision measuring tools in another, and expensive electronics in a third. Suddenly, your workspace looks professional rather than resembling disaster aftermath. Start with Bauer cordless tools. Add Quinn air compressor. Grab US General Cart. Pick up Icon wrenches. You've equipped functional workshop capabilities at accessible pricing. Modern Harbor Freight competes effectively with premium brands while maintaining price advantages. When contractors switch and report satisfaction, patterns become clear. Holding affordable tools while knowing premium equivalents cost substantially more creates perspective that influences future purchasing decisions. The parking lot sale psychology works differently than typical retail promotions. Harbor Freight marks down already competitive regular prices to move inventory for new product introductions. This creates genuine savings rather than manufactured urgency based on artificial scarcity. Professional contractors understand this dynamic intuitively. They arrive with trucks instead of cars because they're outfitting entire crews. When you can buy 3 impact wrenches for less than 1 premium brand equivalent, the decision shifts from choosing between premium and budget to choosing between equipping your whole team or watching them share tools. The parking lot sale becomes strategic business planning that improves efficiency while reducing annual tool replacement costs. These sales events reveal Harbor Freight's fundamental business approach. Deliver legitimate tool quality at prices that eliminate excuses for not having proper equipment. How many people use wrong tools right now because correct tools cost too much? How many projects get delayed because necessary equipment requires significant investment? These parking lot sales demolish those barriers. That fence you've considered building for years suddenly becomes achievable when cordless tool combos cost reasonable amounts. The garage organization project that seemed overwhelming becomes manageable when tool carts and organizers don't require financial planning sessions. Beyond individual savings, these sales enable building complete workshop systems effectively. Consider typical premium workshop costs today now. Start with Milwaukee cordless tools at $300. Add Makita air compressor at $700 or $800. Include tool truck storage at $2,000 or $3,000. Purchase Snap-on hand tools at premium pricing. You're approaching $5,000 before specialty tools added. Now consider Harbor Freight parking lot approach. Cordless combo, compressor, cart, wrenches, organizers, cases, hoses, hand tools acquired during sales. You've built functional capability for substantially less. Performance difference doesn't justify tripling investment costs for most applications or typical usage patterns.